Good evening, students. Today we'll discuss on the fourth unit, first part of a topic. The topic is predicate argument structure. We will discuss on this predicate argument structure. The main thing is the predicate argument structure is used for to creating of a argument structure with the predicates. And predicate argument structure contains the three parts. First one is the resources, second part is the systems, and third part is the resource softwares. First, we'll discuss on resources, and first we'll see what is mean by the argument predicate structure. This argument predicate structure is semantic parsing, or we can call it as a semantic role labeling. Is the process of identifying the various arguments of the predicates, and we'll also call it as the predicate argument structure is making of a sentence into the different parts and tagging the sentences, and it contains three types of resources that is which are used to create the predicate argument structure. One is a FrameNet, another one is a property bank, and third one is other resources. And the comes into the resources. Just we'll check what is mean by the FrameNet and what is a property bank. And these two resources are especially used for used with the rule-based and data-oriented approaches. And FrameNet and Property Bank both are used for the different types of languages, so that it contains the linguistic features also. And FrameNet is especially for based on the frame semantics and frame properties. And Property Bank is especially related to the property of a particular word and property of the different types of words within the sentence. And FrameNet contains frame specific semantic annotations. That is, for each and every frame, we will be defined some semantic annotations. So based on that, it specifies the words will be allotted to that particular FrameNet. And each individual argument in the FrameNet is called as a frame element. And the FrameNet will be labeled. The labeling process will contain into the different types. So one is related to the frames, and another one is related to the semantic arguments, and third one is related to the tagging. So these are used with the predicate lemma and others. And FrameNet uses the lexical units, and it uses the different types of predicate lemma and lexical units. And it divides the sentences based on their sense. And the different types of words are used in the different types of sentences. Based on that, it divides the words or frames. And example is like, say for example, if there is a frame is a awareness frame, and which contains the different types of words is like cognizer, content, evidence, and topic related. And these are the different types of words related to the awareness. The similar meaning of a words or similar sense of a words will comes into the awareness part. So similarly, like FrameNet also contains the different types of a nominal predicates, which are called as ultra-nominal predicates and nominal type and nominalization related predicates. And it also contains the different types of adjectives and prepositional predicates. And FrameNet is generally divided into the body part and tagging part, and different elements are divided as a body elements, or different elements are divided as a tagging and others. And property bank is related to the annotations, which contains annotations based on the properties of predicates. So where we can have verbs, nouns, and different adjectives and others. And within this property bank also will have the core arguments and adjunctive arguments. So core arguments are generally labeled with the argument numbering with the from 0 to 5. And adjunctive arguments are related to the type of argument or type of adjunctive. And these are some of the examples of property bank adjective arguments that is related to the locative and temporal, manner and direction, or something, cause and purpose and negation and model and something like this. So that is based on the words in the sentences. These can be divided into these different types of property arguments. And next is related to the adjunctive argument, the core arguments. Core arguments are generally divided as argument 0 to 4. And 0 is called as agent related, and argument 1 is called as a thing operated. 1 is related to the explicit patient, and 3 is related to the explicit argument, and like this. And a property bank can also be represented as a tree structure where we have the leaf nodes as the predicates, and remaining root nodes are considered as different types of the property of the word, verb phrase, noun phrases, and nominal nouns and others, prepositional property. And similarly, the property banks can also be represented as a tree banks. These are used to trace the nodes and reach to the required leaf nodes. And these are not reproduced, or these are not used for any creation of anything. So these are especially used within the whenever you are using a syntactic parser of the data. And FrameNet versus Property Bank, the difference between the FrameNet and Property Bank is FrameNet is basically works with the lexical units, and Property Bank works with the lemma. So FrameNet divides the words based on their sense of a word and meaning of the word and context of the word. And Property Bank uses the different words. The combination of words will be analyzed, and based on the property of a combination of a word, those will be allotted with the property bank. And the other resources are like nominal bank of a words, we are called as a norm bank, and other words are like a norm lex and nominalization lexicon. And other words is called as a web related words or webnet, and philosophy related words. And we'll also have these type of property banks are used by the Salsa project for predicate structure creation. And these are also used within the different other languages like Chinese, Korean, Spanish, Catalan, and Hindi. And property bank also requires the new set of frame files like frame nets. And these were also used for the not only for the styles and different types of representation of a text we can use. And these two are also used for to know the inner participants of the text, and the pre modifications of the text we can do with the help of this property bank and FrameNet information. So these are the different types of property related, that is predicate structure related resources. That is two resources which are frequently used as the property bank and tree bank. The remaining resources we can use based on their purpose and based on their requirement within the text. Next, we can see with the systems. Systems is like we can use a semantic representation related systems and classification related systems. And syntactic representations is whenever we are going to make a syntactical related representation of a text, then we can use a syntactic representations. In classification things is we can use to whenever we are classifying our sentence, then we can use a classification related. Another one is we can use for the whenever we are making an independence of our assumptions or overcoming of independence assumptions, and whenever we are finding a features of the words within the sentences, there we can use the based on the feature performance and feature salience and feature selections, we can use the systems. That is, we can develop the different types of systems for these purposes. And we can also use to reduce the size of our training data or increase the size of our training data. For that also we can use this. That is, we can say, for example, I have a one word and I want to increase my frame size, increase my data size. Then I can use this frame nets and others, and I can get the different other words which are related to the same. And we can also use this FrameNet and property bank for parsing errors, finding of a parsing errors, and finding of a noun arguments, multilingual issues. Whenever you are transforming your text from the one language to another language, there also we can use this. And the other related to the systems, we will see how the systems can be developed with the help of these resources of a predicate argument structure. Okay, this is very this predicate argument structure is very closer to our text and our context of the data. So we can use this for real-time applications where we are making a transformation or translation of a text. And generally the old systems, old applications, it doesn't use as the predicate structure. They will be using a syntax tree and rule-based syntax trees. Now the applications are using a predicate argument structure so that we can have the more related transformations and accurate transformations. And next is in the early systems, generally we'll use the one of a parser is called as a PUNDIT, and which uses the which used for converting of a text into the other languages. And here we also have some hybrid methods which are called as a wordnet, and which is used for specifying of a words or similar words we can find with the help of this wordnet. And other different applications of this predicate argument structures are like Manning, Brisbane, and Carroll. And this is also used in the different types of other languages and other multilingual applications. And the predicate argument structure, the major thing is here the labeling. That is how we can make a group of words based on the labeling. So for that, we can use the FrameNet and property bank. And these are used based on their corpus of a text. That is, say, for example, if you are working with the medical data, then all your words will also be medical related. The similar words can also be used in the different other contexts, but we will be divide the words for the especially the medical. So related to the domain, we need to prepare the FrameNets and property banks. And these systems uses a similar tree bank or tree structure related of a representation of our properties and words. And these systems also uses the argument specifications. That is, we can specify the arguments based on their sentence type and based on the sentence context. Okay, or we can also use some basic arguments as 5 types of arguments from the argument 1 to argument 5. And another one is the FrameNet initially will go for the tagged arguments. Generally, will make in a previous systems will be make a manual arguments. But now we are making that is as automated argument structures or automated labeling. And other things is in the systems, the predicates are generally will try to make a automatic mapping of a predicates and based on the sentences and syntaxes. And there are the 3 tasks to evaluate the predicate systems. One is argument identification. So where we will check that whether our test sentence related or test sentence is containing of the arguments which are specified by the predicate structure or not. And then only we will make a sentence into the different argument, divide the sentence into the different arguments. And next is argument classification. That is, each and every word of a sentence belongs to the particular argument. So we'll make a classification of our words into the specified arguments. And next is argument identification and classification. That is, at a time we can make 2 tasks, that is identification and also classification. That is, first we will identify the argument. Say, for example, you will be identify the verb in the sentence. Then we will make a classification of that argument. That is, whether the verb belongs to the what type of arguments. It is related to the location, or it is related to the direction, or is it related to the manner or something else, or is it related to the particular sense or domain. So that classification we can do. Okay. So next thing is once after making of this argument classifications and identifications, then we'll go for the parsing of each and every node. That is this property bank or tree bank, property net or tree bank, which is created, that will be parsed. So which makes the semantic parsing. So and semantic arguments, that is null node is a semantic argument, non-null node is the sorry, not null node doesn't represent any semantic arguments, and non-null node represents the or semantic arguments. Okay, and these non-null nodes will make a further classification to make a argument labels. So that leaf nodes contains the our actual argument classification label. Okay. And the algorithm used to create our or a predicate argument structure is the SRL algorithm, which is called as the semantic role labeling algorithm. So here we will first generate the syntactic parse of the sentence, and then we will identify all the predicates which are available in the sentence. Then I will repeat a loop for to labeling of predicates in the sentence. So I'll take a one by one predicate from the sentence, and we'll extract the features of the each that particular word, and then we'll classify the word related to the particular classification label or tagging. Then we will make the highest score of a classifier. Okay, why? Because here the word can be matched with the different types of a senses or different types of a classes, so that will make a highest scoring of a class with which the word will be matching. So then we'll return the best semantic role labeling of that particular word. So next is the syntactic representation of the text. So it contains a phrase structure, grammars, and combinatory categorical grammar and T-adjoining grammar. So this we will cover in our next class. Okay, thank you.